We've come with glorious purpose. The Loki series premiered last night, and let me just tell you, it did not disappoint. We're going to be breaking it all down with some spoilers if you guys aren't caught up. So let's see what the God of Mischief is up to, shall we? So the Marvel Cinematic Universe has taken a big turn. To say the least, after the events of the Avengers Endgame, the gang isn't what it was before the events of Infinity War, fighting Thanos in his need to bring balance to the universe by snapping away half of all living things. In Endgame, the Avengers went on a time heist to get all the Infinity Stones snapped back those they had lost, bringing about one of the most epic battles. Not to mention the chills with this scene right here for our Captain America stans.
Avengers! Assemble.
But tracking down the stones and the final battle left their group in disarray with the losses of Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, Chris Evans' Captain America, and Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. So after the events of Endgame and losing these main characters, fans didn't know what to expect come Phase 4, but when Disney and Marvel announced the 10 new Avengers series, as well as the new films back in December, fans were most excited to see Loki getting his own show, originally slated for May 2021.
I am Loki, and I am still burdened with glorious purpose.
Alright, so let's get into Loki. What's he been up to? The MCU has ushered in a new era with some chaos thanks to the invention of time travel. Remember that time heist? Well, last we saw Loki was killed. For real this time, by Thanos at the beginning of Infinity War. The time heist required them to search for all 6 stones in their proper year. Tony, Cap, Bruce, and Scott went to the year 2012 to get 3 of the stones. Present-day Loki is still dead, but 2012 Loki is very much alive when they go back in time. Well, a mishap occurs and the God of Mischief sees a window of opportunity to sneak away thanks to Tesseract and opened a new timeline. So this is where the Loki show picks up in the events after Endgame with this alternate timeline Loki. Got it? Fans took to Twitter to show their excitement in anticipation for the show's midnight premiere, where there's not 1, but 4 Loki-themed hashtags. This fan wrote, "Episodes of Loki drop at 3 a.m. for me. I'm staying up to watch. Sleep is for the weak. I've never been more excited for anything in my life." Another fan said, "I can't even express how excited I am for the Loki series." Also, with it being Pride Month, it's important to mention that Loki is gender fluid in the comics. Up until this point, Marvel has yet to acknowledge this fact in the cinematic universe. Until now. Marvel teased this video on June 6th, showing Loki as gender fluid on documents. Fans noticed the Easter egg and immediately took to Twitter, writing comments like, "They made him gender fluid just like the comics. So based. Let's go." To those who didn't read the comics, this fan gives some good insight into Loki's gender fluidity. Norse god Loki, in Norse mythology, is gender fluid. He is a shapeshifter, meaning he can be whatever gender she wants. They switch between genders, meaning they are gender fluid. It's the literal definition. Now that we're all caught up, let's get into what happened in Loki's premiere episode. Spoilers ahead. After Loki gets away with the Tesseract, he appears in the Gobi Desert, dazed and confused about the events that just happened in New York. He is then taken into custody by the Time Variance Authority, who ensure that variants like Loki don't alter the course of the main timeline of the universe to create chaos within multi-universes. Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, saves Loki from being reset with his main objective to pursue dangerous variants. He wants Loki's help in tracking down these variants throughout history. Mobius then shows Loki the way his life should go with Loki's greatest hits. It becomes almost a therapy session of Mobius trying to figure out what makes Loki tick. The worst part was blaming him for his mother's death, that in his timeline hadn't happened yet. There's a whole lot more, like Miss Minutes, the drawer of Infinity Stones, and Loki impersonating D.B. Cooper, who was a real person that mysteriously disappeared after jumping out of an airplane. Loki has 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, so we know the critics like it, but what about the fans? After the midnight premiere, this fan wrote, "Did I stay up late to watch Loki? Maybe." Okay, yes, absolutely. Did I love episode 1? Yes. Just love Tom Hiddleston in this role so much. Another fan said that was easily the best first episode of the 3 MCU Disney Plus shows, comparing Loki to WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And finally, I can't believe I have to wait a whole week for the next hashtag Loki Wednesdays. We can't believe it either. But for now, if you guys want more on the MCU, click right over here for another Clevver News video. Then just slide on down in the comment section below. I want to know, have you guys watched the first episode of Loki? Yes, no, maybe so? I want to know you guys' thoughts, theories, all of that. Thoughts on the multiverse? Hit me up. Until next time, I'm your host, Ruba Wilson. Do not forget to follow me on all of my socials, TikTok, Instagram, @RubasWorld. Stay beautiful, y'all.